jokes and teddy pants less. From the kickoff to the final whistles blow, we'll take the two and then we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's
Wasted World of Sports crew, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Nice to have you along once again here on the Wasted World of Sports. Rugby fella, ahoy mate. The early bird catching the worm. I wasn't actually going to do this game, funnily enough, but Knights versus Manly could be a cracker. I'm expecting the Knights to win and probably win handsomely. It's in Newcastle. It's Old Boys Weekend. Old Boys Weekend, they're not going to let them down, are they? Apparently, word on the street has it, this is true, by the way, word on the street has it that Andrew Johns is already rocking the sunnies when he arrived at the venue for Old Boys Weekend. Joey Johns already rocking the sunnies, which suggests that maybe he had a bit of party time already. Game of Mel, ahoy there. Just popping in. Oh, that's very kind of you. I meant that, by the way. I don't know if that sounded horribly sarcastic or not. I genuinely meant it. It's very kind of you to still pop in and say ahoy. So, yes, welcome along. Ready for this one. Knights taking on Manly. And the question for Manly... Oh, by the way, before we get into that, welcome back, Tommy Trebojevic, for this one. Captain of the team. And back out there. But the question for Manly will be surrounding Fosball. I said at the time, I asked the question, I said, have they gone too early on Kieran Foran? Have they gone too early on falling in love with the Fosball? They gave him an official contract because, if you recall, he was just the interim. But then they went and gave him an official contract. Just wonder if it was all a little bit too soon. Because after he signed that contract, there was a small dose of reality that kind of kicked in, wasn't there? Reality started to kick in for the Newcastle Knights and the Fosball. JS Palogo, ahoy mates. Looking forward to the Wars versus the Rabbits. Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Now, that's obviously the highlight of the evening. South Sydney versus the Warriors. And I tell you what, I'm going for the Warriors, obviously. Up the Wars and all that. But you know what makes me nervous? This game has Wayne Bennett ambush written all over it. These are the sorts of scenarios that Wayne Bennett loves all throughout his coaching career. Loves it. They're being given no chance against a high-flying Warriors. Oh, I tell you what, the Wars have got to be switched on. And I'm sure that Andrew Webster will have them locked in and ready to go. Nick Potts, ahoy mates. Yes, All Blacks versus Springboks. That is 1:10 in the morning, my time. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon now, so it's going to be a big day here at the Wasted World of Sports. Bringing you all the action, All Blacks versus Springboks, still to come, much, much later. Wars versus Rabbitohs coming up after this one. But hey, I'm in for the long haul. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Hopefully you are too. Oh, Nick Potts, same in Brisbane. There you go. Sandon Smith, 6+ points. Olakau'atu and Dom Young. Well, either Olakau'atu or Dom Young. I don't care which one. Either one of them. Tommy Turbo, Fletcher Sharp. Once again, either one. And Greg Marju, Tolu Kola. Either or. As the team's out onto the field, Manly to a chorus of boos, as you would expect. Newcastle, they have every reason to be up and about. Their team, wooden spooners last year, flying high this year. Can they keep it going? I suspect they will today. I just can't see on current form how Newcastle lose this, but stranger things have happened. Chopper, ahoy, mate. Jason Taylor, ahoy. Welcome along, everybody. As the Knights sat onto the field, Dom Young stands out above everybody. Dominic Young's like that big kid at high school. Even though they put him on the back row, he's still a foot taller than every other kid. Old boys weekend, there's some Knights legends forming a tunnel as Kalen Ponga leads them through. There's Phoenix Crossland. Oh, they're playing well, aren't they? Jason Callaway, ahoy, mate, if I haven't said so already. I thought I did, but since you posted again, I feel like I might have accidentally missed you. Wakey, NZ, ahoy, mate. Yes, we'll be doing the Rabbitohs versus Warriors game, absolutely. Yodsy, ahoy, mate. F Manly. Are there any Manly supporters in the chat? Any in the chat rooms? Any Manly supporters today? Just so you know, we're going for Newcastle. All of us here, Wasted World of Sports, are going for Newcastle. Kickoff, moments away. Chopper, you're going with Manly today? There you go. That's the way. And it looks like Manly will be receiving Scaife 97. Ahoy, mate. How are you, buddy? Kickoff, seconds away. Referee blows the whistle. We're off and running. And here we go. Old boys weekend. The first carry for Manly. Yodsy says, been a Bears fan. There's extra love for Manly, as that's who they got phased into. Yes, that's true, of course. The old Northern Eagles. Remember that? Rugby Fella says, what are the guys in the blue shirts? Manly go for an early shift here out to the left. Tommy Turbo looking for some space. He, him, 98 Manly since Steve Matai. Oh, we do have a Manly supporter. Seamus, cheers for the Heart Me as Manly go up to halfway on the fifth and last. And Falolo puts the kick in. Taken by Ponga at the back. And he gives it off to Dom Young. And he runs straight into Jakey Trebojevic. Some serious contact there. Jordan, ahoy, mate. Go the Eagles. There's the first set restart of the game. It goes the way of the home side, Newcastle Knights. 10 short of the halfway mark. Very slow play, the ball, that one. Good defense from Leafi. Now some space out to the right. Ponga on for Hunt, and now Dominic Young up over halfway. That right edge looking very threatening early on. Slow play, the ball. But it's still there for the Knights as Crossland drifts across field. And he's got Jermaine McEwen angling back in. Tackle 4. Ponga onto Sharp. Here's Bradman Best. Well taken, one-on-one by Ruben Garrick. 30 out from the line on the fifth and last, back for Sharp. Puts the high ball up, Sandon Smith chasing through. Tommy Turbo forward for it. And welcome back, Tommy T. All the blue shirts that were lining the field as the players were coming out, that's all legends of Newcastle. Because it's Old Boys Weekend. As Lehigh Hopewade breaks the line, gets the offload for Faulolo. Well, only Ponga to beat. He turns him inside out. Clayton Faulolo heads for the corner. And Manly will score the first try. Long distance. Clayton Faulolo. Playing in the number 6 jersey tonight. I've only ever seen him at fullback. But of course he can't play fullback with Tommy Turbo there. By the way, the pass was a mile forward here from Hopewade. The pass has gone about a metre forward from Lehigh Hopewade. But they can't rule on that. Try's been awarded. Clayton Falolo, well, he's not in my multi. JS Pelogo, what time is the kickoff for the Waz and Rabbitohs? That is 5:30. So 2.5 hours, roughly. 2 hours, 25 minutes. Try is confirmed because they cannot rule on the forward pass. Clayton Falolo scores first. Manly score first. 4 points to 0. 4 minutes gone. Oh, yeah, 4 minutes gone. I forgot to start the timer. Fantastic. Well, at least there'll be some stoppages. You would hope that allows it to catch up a little bit. Jamal Fogarty, opportunity to convert here. 10 metres in from touch over on that left side. Scaife97 says, can anyone remember what Super League side Young played for? Oh, I can't, as Fogarty brings this one back around. Conversion successful. Dream start here for Manly. 6 points to 0 they lead. I'm going to look it up, though, because it'll drive me mental now as well. Dom Young Super League. Young made his Super League debut for Huddersfield against St. Helens at the age of 17. There you go. Newcastle get us back underway. An early try here for Manly. Oatley Tolan, ahoy mate. A good carry outside the red zone by Ola Kawatu. 6 points to 0. Manly leading. And the Clayton Falolo 5/8 experiment seems to be going all right so far. 10 short of halfway is Nathan Brown. Goes out the back for Fogarty. Long ball out for Garrick. Garrick tries to go in and away on Bradman Best. Bradman Best stays with him. And with the help of Marju, taken down just inside the touchline, inside the Knights' territory. Ola Kawatu goes again. 30 metres out on the fifth and last. It's a good set of 6 after points. Manly with some nice go forward here. Palolo puts the kick up. Tommy Turbo chasing through. Ponga takes it just outside his goal line and heads infield where he's wrapped up by Leafi. And this is a great start for Manly. Is Fosball back? Whatever Fosball is. Was. Whatever Fosball is, was. Is it back? As Fletcher Hunt brings it out to the 20-metre line. Not that far upfield, mate. McEwen with another 5 metres. Staying on the short side here. Smith on for Hunt. Pops it out for Dom Young, and Young can't control it. The pass was a little behind him, and he knocks it on, trying to reel it in. And, wow, issues early on here for the Newcastle Knights. Starting to think that old boys' weekends might be a curse. Hey? Teams on old boys' weekend. Scrum down, 40 metres out from the line. Another opportunity here for Manly. Fogarty gives this one to Leafi. 40 metres out, just to the left of the posts. 5 tackles left, though. Fogarty for Tommy T. On for Garrick. Steps inside Best this time. Gets the weak shoulder, but he's tackled by Fletcher Sharp, drifting across on the 20. Fogarty infield for Wakeham. And now Falolo dummies out to the left, cuts back infield. Nicely read by the Newcastle defence. Falolo stays down. He got a little kick from Wakeham there, I think, Like, Wakeham gave him a cheeky little nudge on the shoulder with his boot. Like, come on, mate, get up. He's not falling for it. Fifth and last now, 12 out from the line. Cut out pass from Tommy T out to Saab. And look for Falolo to put a crossfield kick in. Capital B's, ahoy, mate. Oh, no, it's gone to Fogarty this time. Fogarty dinks it in towards the post. Contestable ball taken well by Fletcher Hunt. But he's held up and driven back in the end goal. A line dropout incoming. Well played there by Manly once again. They've started red hot, but we've seen this before from Manly. Can they keep it up the full 80? Cheers, everyone, by the way. Nothing like a nice early game on a Saturday afternoon. Some big games coming up this weekend. Waz versus Rabbitohs still to come as the Knights go short here with the restart. And they bat the ball back, but a penalty to Newcastle. Offside against Manly. 6 points to 0. The Sea Eagles lead. And the Knights, they'll get themselves a nice little piggyback upfield. Waz versus Rabbitohs should be an absolute cracker. I'm not so excited for the Bulldogs game, let's be honest. But the fact that I'm already going to be live anyway, I will probably do that one. The Dragons and the Bulldogs. Although, Dragons have been going okay. Clayton Falolo off for HIA. Well, that's a big loss. And that's what from the tackle where he stayed down earlier and Wakeham gave him the little nudge. He did cop a high shot. So probably should have been a penalty to Manly after all. Sandon Smith pushes this one into touch. 10 short of halfway. And of course, 1 a.m. this morning. Well, 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, my time. The All Blacks versus Springboks in the first test. The battle for number 1 on the world rankings. Sharp goes left for Ponga. Tries to skip on the outside, but he's well taken down by Ruben Garrick. Solid defensively. Ruben Garrick tonight in the early goings. 9 minutes gone. 6 points to 0. But this is Newcastle's first real opportunity now. Sharp. Right for Hunt. Hunt dummies and goes straight through. Fletcher Hunt's got the pace and he scores. Fletcher Hunt turns on the afterburners and he's got the pace to get there. Too quick. Gets on the outside of Kohler. And once he's in open space, there's no stopping him. Oh, he had the pace on the outside of Kohler. He did just enough to turn Hopewade out to Dom Young. Dom Young was unmarked on the outside. And Fletcher did just enough to make Hopewade commit. And he knew he had the pace to get through Kohler. That's a nice try. Newcastle, they're absolutely humming when they're on. Are they a smoky for this year? 6 points to 4, kick to come. Sandon Smith from out wide. Yeah, are they a little bit of a smoky, the Knights? I wouldn't mind it. They're not my team, but yeah. Who could begrudge Newcastle of a win? Sandon Smith, first attempt at goal. I need him for 6+ points tonight in my multi, so this would be a good start. Banging one over from the sideline. Let's go. So Sandon Smith puts it right down the middle. That is a beauty. And we're all locked up at 6-all. 4 more points I need now from Sandon Smith. Troy Lamatia. Ahoy, mate. Back with another multi. Yep, Sandon Smith, 6+ points. Olakuatu or Dom Young. Tommy Turbo or Fletcher Sharp, Greg Marju or Tolu Kola. Had the wrong Fletcher. I've always got the wrong Fletcher. Kickoff taken by Fletcher Sharp. And Jermaine McEwen will rumble it back almost up to the 20-metre line. Marju now has a carry. 20 out midfield. 6 points apiece. 11 minutes gone. Look at that. My clock did catch up nice and quick. Now space out on the right again. Ponga up to the 40. Up over halfway. Draws in Tommy Turbo. Feeds it to Dom Young. Young steps back in field. Turbo gets back in cover anyways. He'll play the ball 10 metres out now on play 3. Smith. Numbers out the wazoo left. It's a poor pass. Bounces up for best. Bradman steps back in field. 10 metres out from the line. And a penalty now. Nathan Brown with the second effort in the tackle. And Newcastle, they've gone 90 metres upfield. And an opportunity now to take the lead. Kalen Ponga interjecting himself. And a clean line break down that right edge. Some early concerns on the left side defence for Manly. Fletcher Hunt absolutely skinned Tolu Kola on the outside for the first try. And they've busted them open. It was 3 on nobody down that edge. And Manly have launched a captain's challenge here against that penalty, and it looks like they might win. Oh, it's going to go against them here, Manly. I wonder if it's because it's Nathan Brown. You know, certain players, they have a bit of a reputation. Victor Radley, for example. I just wonder if it wasn't Nathan Brown, if that one might have gone Manly's way. The penalty stands. Manly have lost their challenge. And here come the Knights again now. 5 metres out, directly in front of the post. Crossland out the back for Sharp. Smith, dummies inside. Goes out right for Ponga. And he's wrapped up by Wakeham. 10 metres out from the line. 10 in from touch. Lined up to the left, but they'll keep it in short. Oh, the hospital pass to Matty Croker. Big hit from Olakau'atu, but they've still got the ball here, Newcastle. Smith out the back for Sharp. Well read by Jason Saab. 2 tackles left. Crossland infield. And Trey Mooney will just settle the play down here. 5th and last. Where do they go? Options left and right. They go right for Smith. Out the back for Ponga. Quick hands for Young. Dom Young pops it back for Ponga. And he spills it as he tries to dive over the line. Knock on. And it'll be a handover for Manly. 10 out from their own line. It was on there for the Knights again. The left edge defense of Manly found wanting, but Tommy Turbo this time just does enough. "13 minutes gone. 6 points apiece. Great start to this game. Scaife 97. You still can't believe DCE is leaving the Roosters for Hull FC of all sides. Well, let's be honest. No offense to the English Super League, but let's be honest. Cherry Evans is going to be an absolute god in the Super League, isn't he? I reckon his whole plan was come to the Roosters, win a premiership, and then sod off. Prolong his career. As Dom Young takes the high ball. I think it's smart by Cherry Evans. It doesn't matter which Super League team he plays for. He's, He's going to absolutely blitz it over there. McEwen up to halfway. Tackle 3 now for the Knights. It's a slow play, the ball. Nathan Brown really testing the limits with the referee early as best. 1-on-1 with Garrick again. Pops it back in field for Ponga. Spins and scoops it up in one motion. Ponga back in field to the 20. 2 tackles left here for the Knights. Sharp. Grubbers in behind the line. Looking for Marju. Marju has the pace. Marju gets there first. Greg Marju gets the try. Beautiful vision, beautiful execution, and a beautiful tick off the multi. Greg Marju gets the try. Try as he might, Tommy Turbo didn't have the pace to get across. Fletcher Sharp just keeps it in the field of play. What a finish from Marju. 10 points to 6 with the kick to come. Another one from out wide for Sandon Smith. Try confirmed. It's a beauty for Greg Marju. Scaife 97 doesn't take too much to be a god in that Hull side. Could go to any team in the Super League, as you say, and be goated. So why not go to a proper side rather than them wooden spoon chasers? I don't know. Honestly, Scaife, I don't follow the Super League. I would like to, honestly. I've covered one Super League game here on the Waste of World of Sports channel, and it was the one that, was it Wigan? I think it was Wigan and somebody, and it was something like 1-0. It might have gone to extra time. Might have been a 0-0 draw, and it went into extra time, and then ended up being like 1-0. Sandon Smith from the left sideline, he's hooked it. 10 points to 6, it stays in favour of the Knights. So yeah, whoever that was the only time I've covered Super League. It's hard to get up, and like, I've got my commitments to the channel, but I've also got my commitments to my work life, and it's just, yeah, as much as I would love to cover the English Super League, it's just too difficult in amongst Australian sport commitments, work commitments, and then trying to get up for the English Super League as well. It just proved way too difficult. There's Newcastle now from the kickoff. Cody Hopwood brings it up to the 20-metre line. McEwen outside the 20. 10 points to 6, Newcastle. Here on Old Boys Weekend. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. Junior Wicks. Ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Panther fan 1999 says St. Helens are mirroring the Broncos in the Super League, having a fall-off year after winning a premiership. Fifth and last now for the Knights on halfway. Back it goes for Smith. Puts the kick downfield. Was he cleaned up after the kick? Sandon Smith. Oh, the referee's cleared the contact. And Tommy Turbo heads back in field. 17 minutes gone. 10 points to 6 in favour of the home side. Here's a replay. Wakeham has made contact with Smith in the air. He was committed to the tackle, but we see those called more often than not, don't we? 10 short of halfway. Nathan Brown winds up towards the 50-metre mark. Simpkin goes short for Ben Trebojevic. 40 metres out on fifth and last. Fogarty puts the high ball up. Ponga only had to move a few paces there, Ponga, to take it on the fall. And he drifts back infield. Runs into Olakawatu. Probably not who you want to run into. Just throwing that out there. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy. Anna Bailey says, let's go Knights. As Best steps back inside Fogarty. But then he runs into a brick wall. Leafi, the big fella in midfield. Smith heads out to the right for Ponga. And now Young tries to step around Hopewade. And we've got a penalty as Ponga's been cleaned up after the pass. Tackled off the ball. Newcastle. Back upfield they go. Well, it was a slow start for the Knights, but they're dominating now. As this half continues on. Finding touch on halfway. It wasn't much of a touch finder. Sharp infield. Brought down on play one. Honestly, when you make that little distance off the kick, I stand by the fact that more teams should just tap and go. Clayton Falolo has passed his HIA as Frizzell makes a break upfield. 30 metres out from the line, back on the attack the Knights. 6 again to boot. Trey Mooney carries it inside the 20. Oh, they're humming now, aren't they, the Knights? Going along very well. Sandon Smith out to the right for Sharp. Ponga, cut out pass for Hunt. Hunt draws in Hopewade. Spun down by Kohler from behind. Just a couple of metres out. Oh, from dummy half. Jermaine McEwen goes on his own. Sandon Smith furious back in midfield that ball didn't come out to him. Ponga spills it. He saw the defence coming up. Jamal Fogarty racing up out of the line. Ponga heard the footsteps. He saw the body in front of him, and he coughs the ball up. That's a let-off and a half. And why not, too? Kalyn Ponga, a history of injuries and concussions when it comes to big hits. No surprise there. Scrum down for Manly. Saab takes the first hit up. 20 metres out from their own end, and everything a bit flat-footed here for Manly. They opened the game at great pace. We questioned whether they'd be able to keep it up for the entire match. Well, they haven't kept it up for the entire half, as Ben Trebojevic gets the late offload. Wakeham bringing it back infield, takes it to halfway. Tackle 3 now. Jakey boy into dummy half. You don't see that very often. Oh, playing the ball to nobody was Nathan Brown. Fogarty just gets there in the nick of time. Falolo back on the field. 35 metres out on the 5th and last, right in front of the posts. Fogarty wants it on the right, and he sends it high, targeting Marju. Marju forward for it, but it doesn't reach him. Saab pops it out the back for Garrick. Garrick will tow through, looking for Trebojevic. And it's battered dead by Ponga. Goal line dropout incoming, and there we go. If you don't attack the high ball, a nothing kick, really, has turned into a result for Manly. You've got to make an effort on those high balls. I don't understand why teams are just letting the opposition take it. It's dangerous, dangerous stuff. Ponga goes short with the restart. Out to the 20-metre line where it's well taken by Lehigh Hopewade. Manly with a golden opportunity now. One that they shouldn't have had, really. Newcastle not attacking the kick. Jake Trebojevic. 15 out from the line. Slow play the ball. Fogarty for Falolo as they drift right. Quick hands from Olakau'atu, but it's in behind Saab. Saab falls on his bum, and Marju picks it up and scurries away. Fends away from Olakau'atu. Gets away from Garrick, and he's finally brought down on halfway. Newcastle. Quick ball out to the right. Ponga on for Smith. Cut out pass for Young. And Dom Young's got space down the right edge. Gets on the outside of Falolo. Nobody in front of him. And Dom Young will trot around and score. A breakaway try, essentially, for the Knights. And another tick off the multi. Let's go. 14 points to 6. From their own 10-metre line. The pass hits the deck in behind Saab. Saab slips over. Marju picks it up. And they were outnumbered from that point on. Dom Young gets another tick off the multi for us. They just had to shift then, Newcastle. Nobody at the back Tommy Turbo still with the trainer in back play. There was no fullback. And Dom Young had the pace. 14 points to 6 with the kick to come. And this one's a bit closer for Sandon Smith as well. Two ticks off the multi. Oh, Tommy Turbo. Don't tell me he's injured again. Poor guy. Foz is furious. He's up out of his seat. The honeymoon well and truly over for Kieran Foran, huh? 10 to the right of the post here, Sandon Smith. It's an easy conversion. Over it goes. 2 more points. 16 points to 6 in favour of the Knights. So, the multi. 2 legs down. 2 to go. Sandon Smith for 6+ points. He only needs 2 more. Fletcher Sharp or Tommy Turbo. That's the one that's worrying me now. That's the one that's worrying me because if Tommy Turbo leaves the field injured, it's going to void the whole bet. And then you watch Fletcher Sharp score. The kickoff now goes out on the full. Just to make matters even worse for Manly, the restart goes out on the full, and it is just all falling apart. Fozball this, Fozball that. Fozball now. 16 points to 6. Penalty on halfway. Sandon Smith puts it into touch. 30 metres out. Back onto the attack they go. Ball boy very slow getting that one out to the team. Smith goes short. The crash ball for one of the forwards there. Sharp out to the left. Beautiful ball. Puts Frizzell into half a gap. 20 metres out now. Trey Mooney takes it up the middle. 10 metres out in front of the posts. Smith for Ponga. Balolo's up quickly on him. Shuts him down 10 metres out from the line. 2 tackles left still for the Knights, though. Smith turns it back inside for Croker. 5th and last. They're lined up to the left. Everybody's over here for the Knights. Ponga for Sharp. Go short for Frizzell. Frizzell can't get the arms free. That'll be a handover. 5 out from the line. Nicely defended by Ruben Garrick. Garrick's been a beast in defence tonight. Rapetti, Pavel, ahoy mate. Melinda Pora. Knights to win this set. Ahoy Melinda. The catch me if you can't. You need Ponga for 2K. As Manly go an early shift out to the left. Trebojevic for Kohler. Kohler fends away from Young. He's up over halfway. Puts the goose step on Ponga. And Young cleans him up from behind. And forces the mistake. Dom Young forces the drop ball. Newcastle will get it back. Tolu Kohler, he had the pace to get away from Dom Young in the first case. But Young comes back at him and cleans him up from behind, forcing the error in the big hit. Ponga positioned himself nicely there to shut off the step back on the inside. Kohler tried it anyway. And then boom, over the top from behind Dom Young. Fantastic defense. Well, in the end, it was fantastic defense for the Knights. Judar Shivian says the Sea Eagles really had a solid first half of the season. What the hell happened? As Jacob Saifiti up over halfway. Smith on for McEwen. 40 metres out. Yes, Rapetti, All Blacks versus Springboks tomorrow morning. Can't wait. 5th and last now for the Knights. Crossland infield for Croker. Now Ponga. Chips it over the top, in behind Saab. Fletcher Sharp racing through, but it bounces up for Saab. Saab's taken back in the end goal and loses the ball. This will be a penalty, won't it? Oh, he's knocked it on. The referee says dropped ball from Jason Saab. Well, surely that was a second effort from Fletcher Sharp. And guess what? They've already burnt their captain's challenge. They've burnt their captain's challenge. Fletcher Sharp gets over the top of Saab. And, well, wasn't really a second effort. He just kept hands on the player. That's a big mistake. Boy, I don't know that I've ever seen a half a footy just so quickly disintegrate as it has for Manly here in this one. 10 metres out from the line in front of the posts. Crossland out of dummy half. Goes short for Saifiti, sorry. Saifiti, a metre out. Smith turns it back inside for Maju. And now Smith's been tackled off the ball after the pass. Another penalty here. Well, the discipline. This could be 10 in the bin. This could be a binning. Late tackle from behind. The referee's now having words with Tommy Turbo and just saying, look, I'm sick of hearing from you lot, basically. He's like, he just said to Tommy, every time we're down this end, I'm hearing commentary from your blokes about everything that's happened. Things that are clearly penalties. I don't need it anymore. And Ben Trebojevic, yes, he cleaned up Sandon Smith after the pass. Oh, they're going to have a shot at 2 here, the Knights. Well, look, I understand this from the perspective that it'll put them out by 12 points, but they're so far on top at the moment. This will make Manly very, very happy. 20 in from touch on that right side, 15 metres out. It should be put over by Sandon Smith. Manly will be ecstatic that they've decided to take the 2 here, because they were under the pump. Unbelievable. This is a really bizarre call. Apart from the obvious, it puts them out by 2 converted tries. Smith pops it over. And that is 6 points now for Sandon Smith. So it is a tick off the multi for me. There's all the Newcastle old boys having their beers, reminiscing. Probably enjoying the game right about now as well. Let's see if that call comes back to bite them. It puts them up by 12. I understand that. That is basic enough mathematics that I understand it. But honestly, the feel and the momentum of the game, it was an interesting decision as Maju takes it up to the 30. And now Newcastle with 8.5 minutes to go, probably back in themselves to get up here. And now they've come up with the drop ball. Big mistake. Well, here we go. If Manly score here, my point may well have been proven. Navale to the 20-metre line. Can Manly make them pay for that? Big, big mistake. Wakeham for Fogarty. Drops it off for Olakau'atu. And Olakau'atu, 15 metres out. Here they come now. Short ball to Navale. 5 metres to go now for Manly. 8 left in this opening half. What a hit back this would be. Wakeham, short for Olakau'atu on the crash ball, just to the right of the posts. 2 tackles left. Wakeham infield. Palolo out the back for Tommy Turbo. Short ball for Kohler. And Kohler tries to power his way over. A metre out. Fifth and last. Tom Trbojevic to Navale, angling back in, and Manly strike back. Caleb Navale running a beautiful angle. The pass from Tommy Trbojevic. Try time Manly. 18 points to 10. Kick to come. Seven minutes to go until the halftime break, and there you go. They took the two. They stifled the momentum. They came up with the error. Manly come up with potentially 6 points. Jermaine McEwen, I think it was, who coughed the ball up. Nice ball from Tommy Turbo. Jeez, Tola Kohler's down in back play as well. Kohler still down. Six minutes until the halftime break. Here we go, Fletcher Hunt and, oh, Dom Young with the hip drop. Oh, Dom Young. He'll be on report. No wonder Cole is still down. Hip drop. Dear, oh dear. Things have gone haywire since they took the two. Fogarty with the conversion attempt. There's a light pole directly in his line of sight. He can use it as a target. Right down the middle it goes for Fogarty. 18 points to 12. Dom Young's been called out. The referee will be alerting him that he's on report. Kohler's back up on his feet. So there's a couple of ways to look at this. On report and 10 in the bin. Dom Young's been given 10 in the bin. 6 minutes left in this opening half. So Newcastle, ever since they took the 2 points, this game has just disintegrated for them. Dear, oh dear. See, on the plus side, they are ahead by 6 points now. The 2 points put them up by that converted try. So that's the plus side. But the negative way, as now Manly go for Garrick, the long ball, straight from the kickoff. Garrick bounces back in field. Yeah, they've just stifled all their own momentum by taking the two. And now it's backed up with errors as Hopewade finds some space down that left edge where Dom Young would have been defending. Makes it all the way up to the halfway mark. Slow ball infield here for Manly. On halfway. Paololo. Short ball for Ben Trbojevic. Pops it over the top for Hopewade. Draws in Ponga. Infield for Tommy Turbo. And Turbo's brought down 10 metres out. Quick play the ball. And here's the crash ball for Felidi. And Manly score again. Oh, what did I say? They took the two. Manly would have been delighted at the fact they took the two. And here we are, about to be all locked up. 18 points to 16, kick to come. Manly on a rampage. Newcastle took the 2 points from the penalty rather than keeping the pressure on. They were well on top. We said it at the time. Manly will be delighted that they're taking the 2 here. And delighted they are, because we're about to be locked up. Dom Young in the sin bin. 10 in the bin for a hip drop on Tolukola. It's still 4 minutes to go until the halftime break. Fogarty from just to the left of the post. Simple conversion. Panthers fan says that's why we love this game. Absolute rugby league. Fogarty. About 10 to the left of the post. Locks us up at 18 apiece. And I'll tell you what, imagine some of the old boys up there in the stands. We saw them with their beers. Mind you, they're probably having beer brought to them. But imagine if one of them took off to get more beers and came back like, geez, I only went for another round of beers. I come back and it's all locked up. So Newcastle were hot on the attack. They were dominating this game. Had a penalty. Look at that. Ever since the penalty, it's been all Manly on the Red Bull momentum tracker. And why not go the early shift straight from the kickoff again? Paololo down that left edge. Hopawade at a dummy half. 3 minutes until the break. Jimmy Uso, goated. I'm so happy. Go Manly. Lanaz up to the 30. Put on his back in a dominant tackle. Wakeham. Late ball out the back for Falolo. Ben Trebojevic back inside for Tommy. Almost pierces the line in midfield. Quick play the ball. And off down the short side goes Falolo. Back inside for Tommy. Ben Trebojevic pops it up. And it's been spilt by Wakeham. What a let-off that is for the Knights. Wakeham was away. Couldn't control the ball. Oh, Manly are absolutely demolishing them. That right edge defense where Dom Young would have been. They're finding a lot of space out there. Here I was talking about the Knights and potentially being Smokies for the entire competition, the way they're playing. And then they take the 2 points from a penalty and, oh no, Tommy Turbo's down with the trainer. Tommy Turbo, oh no, he's done. He's limping in back play. Oh, we love you, Tommy, but honestly, it's time to hang it up, mate. It sucks to say, but oh no, he's staying out there for now. Oh dear, Frizzell's fallen on his ankle. A penalty to Manly. Tyson Frizzell goes on report. Turbo's up and about. That's good. 20 out from the line. Manly go on the attack. A penalty. Frizzell falling down on the back of the leg there of Tommy Turbo. And if you can believe it, Manly are on the verge of taking the lead into the halftime break. They were down and out. They were under the pump. And then Newcastle decided to take the 2 and let them off the hook. Faulolo goes on his own. A meter out on that left edge. Still 3 tackles up their sleeve. Ben Trebojevic stays short side. Fellini gets a double. Short side crash ball straight over the top of Fletcher Hunt. Manly lead. Can you believe it? Fellini scores a double. And Manly lead 22 points to 18. This is craziness. All right. Never again do I want to see a team take a shot at 2 points from a penalty when they're on top and have all the momentum. Never again Because ever since they did, it's just been downfall of epic proportions and a first half double for Josh Felitti. 22 points to 18. Did I just see Melody sneaking in through the feed? She was swiping away and went, wasted world of sports. Oh, did he maintain possession? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. John Benedict says Knights is a trash team right now. I hate to keep going on about it, but they had Manly under the pump. Completely under the pump. They had all the momentum. Try's been confirmed. Halftime siren sounds. And they completely let them off the hook. Game of Mel. What a first half indeed. Fogarty from the sideline to give Manly a 6-point lead at the halftime break. Starts it on target. Stays on target from the sideline. Jamal Fogarty. 24 points to 18. Incredible. Incredible. They were gone. They were absolutely done for. They were done for. 16 points to 6. And they were absolutely done. On the back foot. Newcastle could have scored a try, gone up 22-6. Unbelievable. Manly out of nowhere, says Logie Music. Manly with the RKO out of nowhere. Smoking them. Just a reminder, Dominic Young is in the sin bin, so it is 13 on 12. It is 13 on 12. Dom Young in the bin. But still, what an effort. It's easy to forget. Easy to forget that Dom Young's been given his marching orders. 10 in the bin. And then Frizzell with a hip drop on Tommy Turbo. Probably lucky to get away with that as well. Panther Fan 1999 says mullet versus mullet. Nice. There's lots of mullets out there. You know, they were actually... I saw it in the pregame. They were actually handing out wigs. Mullet wigs. That's a little bit better than those budget direct fins that they hand out at Dolphins games. Some kind of caper, says the ref, getting Manly money. No. Not at all, mate. Not at all. This has just been Newcastle falling off a cliff. Larrins, All Blacks versus South Africa should be a game tomorrow morning. Absolutely, it should be. The top two teams going toe-to-toe for top spot. Big series. Looking forward to it. But we've got plenty of action still to come before that. We've got the Rabbitohs against the Warriors. I've talked about this a little bit. We could be set up for a Wayne Bennett ambush. I've gone the Warriors up the wires, but I've got to, just never underestimate a Wayne Bennett coach team with their backs against the wall and being given no chance. Dominic Young will still be in the sin bin for the second half for around 5 minutes, I think. 4 minutes. So they've got to have a chat. Probably a good thing that the halftime break came when it did, because Newcastle can go in, they can have a chat, and they can figure out what to do just to get through that 4 minutes with Dom Young still in the bin. Laren says Tallis Duncan versus Leka Halasima. What a showdown. Two second rowers played in the centres. Now, I'm not sure if Halasima was a centre in his juniors. But yeah, what a matchup. Two converted second rowers playing in the centers, going toe to toe. I love it. Panthers fan says, hang on, scroll up a bit. Oh, 6-7 GTA says having a man extra doesn't always mean an advantage. Look at the Broncos game yesterday. And Panthers fan says Panthers managed to keep the lead against Melbourne with having 3 players binned in the one half. 2 overlapping, let's not forget. 2 of those sin bins overlapped. There are, of course, TVs in the dressing room, but I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it have been funny? Liam Martin's in there. Liam Martin's just chilling in the sin bin, and then suddenly another player pops up. He would have seen it happen, of course, so he would have been expecting him, but it was almost Sin Bin Sunday. Laren says, didn't the Sharks beat the Wars a few years ago with 12 for 70 or 60 minutes? Yes. Yes, they did. They got a straight send-off very early in the game. That was a very, very different Wars team, though, back in those days. Stephen Pope, what is a player performance match bet? It depends, I suppose. Usually, those are linked to a fantasy game. It depends, though. It depends exactly what market with which bookmaker, because they're all different. All bookmakers have their own little things that they do, but yeah, if it's what I'm thinking of, it'd be linked to official fantasy points, I'm guessing. So you can back a player to get a certain performance score, which is directly linked to whichever fantasy game it's linked to. You'd have to check with your bookmaker to see which fantasy league they attach to. Normally, it's the official NRL one. But those can be good fun. 24 points to 18 here at the halftime break, though. The Knights and the Manly Sea Eagles providing us plenty of entertainment here early on a Saturday. What will the second half bring? Hopefully just as much excitement. We'll find out. I'm going to have a quick break, and we'll be back right after this here on the Waste of Water Sports. Halftime. Second half to come very, very shortly.
Sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Whoa, 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 ahoy, whoa, whoa, whoa. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and teddy pants less. From the kickoff to the final whistles blow, we'll take the 2 and then we're ready to go. jokes and post-match tales. All the big goofs and epic fails. We're not so serious and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy! Ahoy! We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in a world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Wasted world of sports, here's to more cheers. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.
Yes, half-time, 24 points to 18. Can you believe it? Manly go into the half-time break with the lead. Surreal. Surreal. Well, if we did like a professional broadcast here and had like your half-time turning point, we all know what mine would be. The turning point in that half was definitely the Knights taking 2. Heart Ticker says, what's my tips for Rabbitohs vs Warriors? Haven't thought about it yet. Haven't thought about it. Generally speaking, I wait until as close to kickoff as possible to see what the final team sheets are. I have been done in too many times in the past. I've learned this lesson the hard way. I've thrown somebody into a multi, and then right before kickoff, there's a niggle or an injury or something, and that player will shift from wing to fullback or something, you know? Or in scenarios like a couple of players that we're talking about, Halasima and Tallis Duncan, situations where they've shifted from the centers into the second row right before kickoff to cover for injuries. So I leave it as close to kickoff as possible, where I still have time to get all my match graphics done and all of that. So I haven't really done one yet for Rabbitohs versus the Warriors, but it'll be coming. Patrick Tand says Knights will come strong second half. Some kind of caper says they hate Dom Young because they ain't him. Makes sense. Tonga on top. You're rooting for the Wars. I will be too. I will be as well, but yeah. Wayne Bennett terrifies me. He'll have Souths up for this one. I reckon it's going to be a great game. But yes, up the Wars. It's just everybody keeps talking about it, but it's just a different vibe. There's just something different in the air about the Wars in season 2026. As the teams come out for the second half, Manly leading by 6 at the break. Completely against, well, can't really say against the run of play, I suppose. That'd be unfair, but unexpectedly, I guess. $24 points to 18. Second half about to get underway. Kane Woodham says Knights to blind them now. Let's see. And Tommy Turbo or Fletcher Sharp. Either try, and I'll be a happy man. Second half is off and running. Manly get us underway. The kickoff down to the left corner, where it's taken by Ponga. And Harrison Graham taking the first hit up there. I think it is. No, Lachlan Crouch for the Knights. Saifiti brings it up to the 20. Crossland goes short on the left edge, or right edge for McEwen. Dances around into the contact of Ben Trebojevic. Brazil in midfield. Oh, they're up quickly on him. Navale puts a big hit. Johnny Michael, ahoy, mate. Smith goes short. 10 away from halfway. Fifth and last for the Knights. They're up quickly on Smith. He gets the kick in, no worries. And it's taken to the back by Thomas Trbojevic. And he'll bring it back in some pretty good field position here for Manly. 35 out from their own end in midfield. Ola Kawatu bends the line. 10 short of halfway. Back infield for Saab at first receiver for some reason. And he sends it on to his wing partner, Hopewade. Simpkin out of dummy half. And they've coughed the ball up. Dear, oh dear. Nice field position, nice ball. Early in the second half here for the Knights. Johnny Michael, that's just YouTube doing YouTube things. It's very selective about who it gives notifications to and when. Fletcher Hunt off the back of the scrum. Tackled on halfway. Oh, syndesmosis for Tolo Kola. Manly can activate their 18th man. Smith turns it inside for Marju, angling back in towards midfield. Dom Young back out on the sideline. Ready to come back on. Jaco Robertson, ahoy mate. Down the left edge, Smith for Ponga. Steps away from Garrick. Garrick sticks with him as Saab jams in. And that's the fifth and last. 25 out from the line. Smith puts the high ball up. Tommy Turbo, forward for it on the 10. Takes it nicely. Well done, Tommy T. Yes, indeed. Oh, somebody else down in back play now for Manly. Is that Ola Kawatu? Dear, oh dear. More injury concerns for Manly as they go out into midfield for Faulolo. No, it doesn't reach him. Hopewade will take the tackle. 20 out from their own line on play 3. Tough going this set. Wakeham, dummies. Flicks it back in for Faulolo. He throws it out the back to Ben Trbojevic. And Trbojevic drifts infield, going sideways, and he's picked off 30 out from their own line. Fogarty thinks about kicking early. He's held up on the 40-metre line. Fifth and last now. 20 in from touch. Back it comes for Faulolo in midfield, and he sends it deep, straight down the middle of the field for Ponga to take it on the full. And Ponga just takes it straight up the middle. 25 out. Dominic Young back onto the field. Yes, Johnny Michael, even if they lose, they remain part of the top 8. There is zero way for Newcastle to drop out of the 8 now. They're into the finals. It's just a matter of where. Brazil goes left for Ponga. Short ball. And Kant with a nice carry. 40 metres out now from Manly's line. Ponga stays short side from dummy half. Turns it back in for Sharp. Sharp for Crouch in front of the posts. 25 metres to go here for the Knights, fifth and last. Sandon Smith puts the kick up, looking for Dom Young. Young can't get through to put pressure on Hopewade, and he gets away from the kick chase. Hopewade out to the 20 almost. Johnny Michael, Manly are done for the year. Their season is over. Tommy Turbo flicks it back infield for Faulolo. And taken down there, Lenaz. 10 short of halfway on play 4. Here's Tommy T. Takes the tackle on halfway. Fifth and last. Fogarty kicks low and flat, stabs it into the corner. And Ponga happy to let it just drift over the sideline. Not happy with that one, Fogarty. He wanted that to stay in play. 24 points to 18. Manly leading. 6 gone here in the second half. Dom Young gets the bumpers up on Saifiti. Freshly back onto the field. Big Dom. Saifiti, a good charge. Brings it outside the 20. Sharp left for Ponga, and now Best straightens the attack. Almost up to the halfway mark. Richard Aiken, ahoy mate. 2 tackles left. Smith turns it back inside. And Mooney tackled on halfway, 5th and last. Smith kicks for the corner, backing up for it. And an easy take for Lehigh Hopewade. Sends it infield for Tommy T. Oh, he dummies inside for Saab, and Saab is frustrated. He thought he was getting that ball. Fogarty stays down the right edge for Garrick. Beats one and cuts back in field. Gets the late offload back. Simpkin finds some space up the middle. Penalty. Penalty goes to the Knights. Simpkin was in front of the play of the ball. Let's see. Take the 2. Yeah, Simpkin is a mile ahead of the play of the ball. And Manly just pushing one past too many. I dare say Newcastle won't be taking any more shots at 2 anytime soon. 10 out from the line in midfield. Newcastle, can they hit back? Smith. Inside ball for Saifiti. Still 10 metres out. No metres gained here. Smith out the back for Sharp, wrapping around. Loses the ball. Clayton Faulolo and Ben Trebojevic with the hit. They're pumped up, Manly. Oh, they're hulking up everywhere. Forcing the mistake. Dear, oh dear. Newcastle, what's happened? What's gone wrong? Oh. Sorry about that. Just realized I left my can of Red Bull in the freezer. Olakuatu brings it outside the 20. Tackle 2 here for Manly. Simpkin turns it back inside for Navale. 30 metres out from their own line. Wakeham for Faulolo. Gets a beautiful ball to Benny Boy in a gap. He's got Tommy Turbo in support. Stabs the kick through. Tommy Turbo soccers it ahead. And he's brought down centimetres from the line. Saifiti from dummy half looks for a hat-trick. Scores a hat-trick. Manly are in first in the second half. Saifiti gets a hat-trick. 28 points to 18. Kick to come. Dear, oh dear. Tommy Turbo was that close to icing this multi. It can be that close sometimes, huh? If Ben Trebojevic passes the ball instead of kicking it, Tommy Turbo scores. Oh, this one, they might have a look at this. No, tries confirmed. I thought they might have had a look at that after what we saw from Harry Grant and Brian To'o the other night. But, hey, rules aren't meant to be consistent. That's silly talk. Why would you think rules are meant to be consistent across games? $28 points to 18. 3 tries for Josh Saifiti. JJ says, nah, this is crazy. Newcastle have done nothing since taking the 2. I said it at the time. It was a bizarre thing to do. Fogarty from the sideline puts it right down the middle. 30 points to 18. 10 gone in the second half. They took the 2 and it all fell apart. Oh, well. Newcastle, what's going on? Newcastle get us back underway. The kickoff lands on the 10-metre mark, taken. And Navale heads infield. Gets himself a little upright, so he doesn't get much further than the 10-metre line. Up to the 20-metre mark. Jason Saab takes it. Here's Ola Kawatu now. Almost up to the 30. Chewing off 10 metres with every carry at the moment. Falolo into midfield for Ben Trebojevic. Nicely taken there by the Knights defence. Simpkin out of dummy half. Goes short for Waddell. Tackle forward just short of halfway. Fogarty skews this kick slightly off the side of the boot. It bounces on the 20. Marju races forward for it and coughs it up. Newcastle, what the actual hell? It was a stinker of a kick from Fogarty. And I guess it was just horrible enough that it put Marju in 2 minds. Do I come forward for it or do I sit back and wait for it? He sat back and waited for it, and then it awkwardly bounces in front of him, and he can't scoop it up off the ankles. Here come Manly again. Here come Manly again, a scrum in midfield. 20 metres out from the line, they break left. Falolo on for Tommy Turbo. Brought down one-on-one by Fletcher Hunt. Slow play the ball. Falolo back into midfield. Waddell, a settler. 10 metres out in front of the posts. Fogarty. Oh, the crash ball for Navale. 5 metres out. Play 3. Simpkin dummies. Goes on his own. Out of dummy half. And he's just a half a metre short. Oh, he's held up. He did get to the line. He's held up. He's got to go back and play it. 10 out from the line now. Here they come again, Manly. Falolo into dummy half. Wakeham turns it inside for Waddell. 5th and last. They go right for Fogarty. Short ball for Olakau'atu. And Olakau'atu draws in 6 Newcastle defenders. And they hold him up and they make sure that that ball or Olakau'atu himself is going absolutely nowhere. Lots of Newcastle players down on their haunches. Austin G says, Newcastle, give me a comeback. As Dom Young can't get on the outside of Hopewade. Taken down around the ankles on the 20-metre line. 3 tackles gone here for Newcastle. Suddenly they're stuck in quicksand. McEwen aggressively taken down on play 4. Mooney infield, and that's a loose pass out the back. The bounce is up for Ponga. And Olakau'atu races up and shuts him down. 5th and last, but they're only on their own 30. Smith back infield. Puts the kick straight down the throat of Hopewade. And Lehigh Hopewade will return it. Steps back in field, almost up to the halfway mark. This is amazing field position now for Manly. Falolo into dummy half again, and now Tommy Turbo sniping. Takes it up into Newcastle territory. They're well on top here, Manly. Well on top. Navale carries again, 30 metres out. Still 25 minutes left to play. But Newcastle can't afford to drop any more space, any more margin. 2 tackles left. Simpkin goes short side for Fogarty. Cut out pass for Olakau'atu. The big man grubbers through. And it sits up for Ponga, a metre out from his own line. Newcastle pinned down in the corner. Oh-ho, says, why has Kalen been so bad? Crossland here for Bradman Best. Trying to get some go forward here for his team. Almost up to the 40-metre mark. Crossland at first receiver again. Drifting sideways for Smith. Smith dummies, and he's been brought down by Ben Trebojevic. 5th and last, only 32 metres gained. Ponga looking for a 40-20. Tommy Turbo takes it on his knees. Flicks it around the back in field. And then gives it to Hopewade, who goes to Saab. Saab gets away from Best, but he's going sideways. Now he straightens up to the 30-metre mark. Ruben Garrick stays down the short side. Flicks it back for Saab to go again. Powers up to the 40-metre line. Fred Scott, ahoy, mate. Up the wires tonight, yes. Beware, though. Beware the Uncle Wayne Bennett ambush. Late offload, back for Simpkin. He gives it to Faulolo, who cops a high shot. Penalty, 40 metres out, right in front. And honestly, there's no way in hell Manly are taking the 2 after they saw what happened in Newcastle. Newcastle took the 2 points for an 18 points to 6 lead. And, well, look at the scoreboard now, is all I can say. There is not a chance in hell Manly are even considering a shot at 2 here. .30 out from the line. 10 metres off that touch finder. Here they come again now, Manly. Olakau'atu. 20 metres out, midfield. Slow play the ball. Wakeham goes short for Waddell. Steps back in field. 10 metres out now, Manly. Still some work to do, but this would go a long way to putting the game to bed. Tom Trebojevic dummies on the outside. Can't get through Fletcher Sharp. Couple of metres out from the line on that right edge. Big open side to the left. Simpkin for Wakeham. Faulolo goes on his own. Set restart. Newcastle offside. Wakeham for Navale. Angling back in towards the posts. 5 metres out on play 2. Simpkin from dummy half. Ponga's up quickly on him. Ponga's in at marker. So maybe an opportunity in behind the line here. Ben Trebojevic tries to slide under the tackle of Fletcher Hunt. 2 left here for Manly. Newcastle holding up so far. A loose pass bounces up nicely for Fogarty. Olakau'atu puts Ruben Garrick into an almighty hole. And Ruben Garrick will score. Newcastle have fallen to pieces here before our very eyes. And Manly, well, it'll be difficult to run down this lead now. Dare, oh dare, Newcastle. What in the hell happened? Kidney boosters, ahoy. Nelson, ahoy mates. Halftime score was 24 points to 18 in favour of Manly. 34 points to 18, and that was just simple. Simple play. Boy, this is the almightiest of wake-up calls for the Newcastle Knights. A smashing back down to reality. Fosball's back. Fosball's back. Whatever the hell Fosball is. 10 in from touch on this right side. Jamal Fogarty. George, ahoy, mate. 10 in from touch on the right side. Fogarty pushes it across the face of posts. 34 points to 18 it stays. 20 minutes left to play. Rabbitohs versus the Wars still to come today. "20 minutes. It's enough time, but Newcastle, they just haven't put anything together. Navale takes the hit up from the kickoff. 34 points to 18. With 20 minutes left to go. And Ola Kawatu, a huge line-bending run up to the 30. Put on his back. So it's a slow play of the ball. They can't take advantage of that momentum. Waddell, 10 short of halfway. Navale goes again. Oh, he's been strong tonight, Navale. Wakeham on Simpkins, on for Fogarty. Olakuatu, quick hands for Garrick. Steps back in field. Looks to fire a big pass out to the left, but he's brought down. 35 out in front of the posts on play 5. Falolo. Oh, Falolo's allowed to run. He runs up to the 20-meter line and then spills the ball. That'll be a handover. 20 out from their own line here, the Knights. 19 minutes to go. Oh, is this another? Oh, that cannot be a hip drop, surely. Falolo's fallen awkwardly, yes, but surely not. Monster Zero Sugar. Boy, mate. Newcastle, can they get something happening here? Hopwood. Out to the 30-meter mark. Smith. For Hunt. Fletcher Hunt tries to get on the outside of Hopewade. And Lehigh Hopewade makes a good one-on-one tackle. Smith back in field for Crossland. He goes out the back for Sharp. Ponga taps it on for Best. Here's some space down the left edge now. Best steps back inside Garrick. Beats a second tackle. Keeps the ball alive. And Thomas Cant will bring it down 20 metres out from the Manly line. This is better from the Knights. Crossland, huge cutout pass right for McEwen. Hunt, dummies and goes straight through. Fletcher Hunt will score. Fletcher Hunt bags a double. And that was much better from the Knights. Edge-to-edge stuff. Bradman, Best. Sets it up with the line break. Oh, Ponga got cleaned up by Jason Saab after the tap on as well. Try time for the Newcastle Knights. 34-22, kick to come. Well, we might have a finish on our hands after all. Fletcher Hunt, he's having a day out. Troy Lamatia says, give it to the other Fletcher. Yes, I agree. 2 tries for Fletcher Hunt. Oh, Foz is up and about again. 17 minutes left to go. Sandon Smith, 10 in from touch. Puts it on target. Puts it right down the middle. Conversion successful. It's 34 points to 24. It's game back on. They got themselves back in with a shot here. Old boys weekend, trying to do them proud. Fletcher Hunt with his second career try-scoring double. Yeah, well, don't get a hat trick, all right? Give it to the other Fletcher. Let him have a go. Odd pop it, ahoy, mate, as Manly get us back underway. And suddenly, there's a bit of a spring in the step again here for the Newcastle Knights. Mooney carries it outside the 20. Crossland goes the one out for Trey Mooney. Rabbitohs game is after a little bit of a break. As now Hunt goes through again. Fletcher Hunt pops it back in field. And Tom Trbojevic makes the tackle 40 metres out. Play 4. Lined up to the left here, the Knights. Smith in field. Here's Fletcher Sharp out for Ponga. Ponga for Best. Steps back inside. Garrick again. Best dummies inside for Sharp. Gives it in field this time. Sandon Smith has got it. Crash ball. Oh, and picked up and dumped in front of the post is Hopwood. 5th and last, a metre out. Numbers to burn on the right. Oh, they let the pass go to ground. Fletcher Hunt grubbers in behind Tommy Turbo. And it's picked up by Clayton Faulolo. And now a penalty to Manly. Inside the 10 metres. Galen, challenge. He wants to challenge. Kalen Ponga, I think, wants to look at that tackle on Hopwood in front of the posts. Bradman Best has come into this game in full force. Ruben Garrick has been so solid defensively, but he's starting to have nightmares about Bradman Best. 15 minutes left to go. 34-24. I still need Tommy Turbo or Fletcher Sharp. Manly finding touch. Still inside their own 20. Let's go. Golden point, anyone? Who's up for some golden point? I wouldn't say no. Wakeham out for Fogarty. Shows it inside. Goes out for Tommy Turbo. Now Garrick tries to get one back on Best, but he's brought down on halfway. Olakuatu into the Knights' territory. The big man. 2 left here for Manly. Momentum has gone back for the Knights. Faulolo inside for Tommy T. Gets the late offload back for Wakeham. Brown. Now short ball for Fogarty. And he's held up on the 20-metre line. Gets a late offload back, but he's called held. 20 metres out in front of the post, 5th and last. Big tackle, this one. Newcastle have to hold on. Faulolo kicks over the top. Dom Young back into the in goal. Lets it bounce. It bounces back over his head, and Fletcher Hunt has to bat it dead. Oh, wow. Dom Young, why did he not try and take that on the full? Faulolo overcooks it. Dom Young, surely he can get back there to catch that on the full. That's a lazy effort from Dom Young. I'm sorry. That's incredibly lazy. Newcastle go short here with the restart. Taken by Lehigh Hopewade. And Manly will put them under pressure again. It should have been a 7-tackle set. Dom Young showing absolutely no hustle to try and get back and catch that one on the full. And it's proven very costly. Ben Trbojevic, 10 metres out just to the left of the post. 13 minutes left to play. Fogarty for Olakuatu with Tommy Turbo angling back in field. Floats it over the top. Knocked down by Sandon Smith. And then Fletcher Hunt will spill it. Who's knocked it on first? Manly first, I think. Clint 007, you need Bradman or Saab and Marju for 30 metres. Larrens says, why was he looking at the ground while the ball was in the air? It was a bizarre effort there from Dom Young. Scrum down now for Manly after the Fletcher Hunt knock on. Here's Tommy Turbo. Heading out to the right edge. 5 metres out, 20 in from touch. Fogarty for Nathan Brown and Faulolo. Dummies. Rocked in the tackle by Jermaine McEwen. Plenty up the sleeve, though, for Manly. Bobby Poozy, ahoy, mate. You need Smith and Olakau'atu. Just to the left of the post here, Manly. This could be Olakau'atu's turn. Fogarty, no, he's a decoy. Turns it back inside for Garrick. 10 metres out just to the right of the post. 2 tackles to go. Brown at first receiver. Short ball for Wakeham. And he runs into a brick wall of Knights defenders. 5th and last. Fogarty kicking out to the right. Marju versus Saab. Marju gets a long run up. Saab takes it. And Saab scores. Greg Marju versus Jason Saab in the air. Jamal Fogarty, absolute pinpoint perfection. Lands it on the goal line. And Marju, with a 10-metre run-up, still had no chance. 38 points to 24. Kick to come. 10 minutes left to go. Jason Saab, even with Marju getting a 10-metre run-up, didn't even get close there, Marju. Jason Saab claims it, finishes it. And that'll probably be the game. 10.5 minutes to go. Old Boys weekend. What a disappointment for the Knights. Letting the legends of the team down. Larrens says, I don't know who I want to win as a Rabbits fan, but you've got a soft spot for the Wars as a Kiwi. Fogarty, a couple of metres in from touch. Oh, there's some Knights supporters heading off. Knights supporters heading off to beat the traffic as Fogarty pushes it across the face of the posts. Another one waved away. 38-24 inside the final 10 minutes. Chuhoot. Wow, I never expected this from the Sea Eagles. Well, one positive to look at, I suppose, for the Knights is that the loss came now. The wake-up call, the smash back to reality came now and not in week 1 of the finals as they go short with the restart, taken by Lehigh Hopewade again. Oh, he's so secure under those short kicks. And Manly will start this set 10 short of halfway. Fogarty on for Olakau'atu. Takes on Fletcher Sharp. Almost up to the halfway mark. Rabbitohs versus the Warriors. Still to come today. Dragons, Bulldogs. And then I have to have a nap and get ready for the All Blacks versus Springboks at 1 a.m. Nathan Brown carries it inside the 40. Fogarty. They're up quickly on him. Well brought down 30 metres out on the 5th and last. Wakeham stays down the short side. Puts it over the top. Targeting Marju again. Ponga comes forward for it, though. And Kalen takes it well. And now he stays in the field of play just. But they're pinned down in that left corner once again. Seth Obrowski, ahoy, mates. Saab is a beast. Big carry up to the 20-metre line. But 4 tackles gone here for the Knights. Smith has to shift out to the right. Ponga spills it. It deflects off Hopewade. It'll be a double knock on. But the first mistake by the Knights. It'll be Manly ball no matter what. They're going to have a look. It's gone up as no try. Lehigh Hopewade raced up on Ponga as he looked to tap the ball on. Ponga's lost it forward into Hopewade. It's definitely a knock-on against Ponga, either way. He looks for the tap on to Dom Young. Spills it forward into the face of Hopewade. It's a Falcon. It's going to be a try. It's off the face of Lehigh Hopewade into the end goal. He follows it through and scores the try. Lehigh Hopewade with a try off the face. $42 points to 24, kick to come. Lehigh Hopewade with the try. Kalen Ponga looking to tap the pass on to Dominic Young. Loses it forward into the face of Lehigh Hopewade. It bounces into the in goal, and Hopewade grounds it. Try assist off his own face. 42-24, kick to come. Dear, oh dear. And now even more Newcastle fans are getting up and leaving the stadium. What a dominant victory this has turned into for Manly. And I hate to keep going on about it, but the turning point of the match was Newcastle throwing away all their momentum by taking the 2 points instead of going for another try. Newcastle were leading 16 points to 6 at the time. They took the 2 to go up 18 points to 6, and well, look at the scoreboard now. 10 in from touch on this left edge. Fogarty with the conversion attempt. Sneaks it in through this near upright. But that's all you have to do. It doesn't have to go over the middle. 44 points to 24. Domination here for the Manly Sea Eagles. Sir Twibble, ahoy mate. Manly will hype on about Fosball is back after this win. Yes. No doubt. No doubt. Newcastle go short again with the restart. And it's claimed by Fletcher Hunt. This time it works out for them. 30 metres out from the line. 7 minutes left to go. Can they get some consolation points? Fletcher Sharp would be good, because then at least I win my multi. Even if Newcastle lose, I win my multi. Sharp goes short there for Hopwood, and it's a penalty to the Knights. Let's see if they take the 2. A late tackle. They tap and go. They're not taking the 2 now. Harrison Graham on the field. Smith for Ponga. Feliti rushes up on him and shuts him down. What a game he's had, Feliti. 3 tries, big defensively. Newcastle inside the 20. Smith, short ball for McEwen. Called forward. The pass is called forward. Manly hulking up all over the place. Five and a half minutes remaining. 44 points to 24. Oh, we got so close to this multi. 3 legs out of the 4 done. Tom Trbojevic got tackled centimetres away from the line. If Ben Trbojevic passes instead of putting a kick through, Tommy Turbo scores under the post. That's the difference. That's the difference there. Millimetres in it between winning and losing. Nathan Brown, 10 short of halfway. E.B. Williams, ahoy mates, yes. I will be covering the All Blacks versus Springboks tonight. Can't wait for it. Faliti to the halfway mark. Some kind of caper says Ponga got some Hopawade action. Fogarty steps back in field as the Knights race up on the outside. And 40 metres out from the Newcastle line. Tommy Turbo plugs it into touch. 4 minutes left, Newcastle ball. Kane Woodham, this game is rigged. I'm out. Sir Twibble says Tigers are going to put 50 plus on the Roosters tomorrow. That is a very bold call. Fletcher Sharp. Oh, cops the shoulder from Olakuatu. Geez, there wasn't a lot of arm wrapping motion in that hit from Big Holy Moly. Dear, oh dear. Thomas Cant. Oh, yeah. He did make an effort to wrap. Through the hands now, Hunt on for Young. Chips over the top of Tommy Turbo. Sets up for Fletcher Hunt. Spills it on the 20. It'll be a penalty for the Knights, though. Dominic Young was taken out after the kick by Tommy T. It's a penalty, 20 metres out. Three minutes left to go. Consolation try to Fletcher Sharp to get me my multi. That'd be nice. We want to see that. Here they go, the Knights. Hopwood in midfield. Held up 20 metres out. Set restart. Graham out of dummy half. Goes short for McEwen. Runs out of options right, so he sends it back in field. And Croker straightens the attack. 10 metres out now in front of the post. 2.5 minutes remaining. Smith looks to pass out the back for Young. It's been knocked on by Hopawade going for the intercept. Scrum down here for the Knights. $44 points to 24. An absolute smashing. Rabbitohs versus Warriors. Looking forward to that one. Hang on, what time's that on? 5:30, I thought so. Yes, so there's a little bit of a break. Bradman Best takes it to the 10-metre line. Inside the final 2 minutes. Sharp, set restart for the Knights. Smith throws the cutout pass over the top of everybody and into touch. Well, that just sums it up for the Knights. They just got a set restart. Sandon Smith floats it over the top and into touch. How do you throw a pass over Dom Young's head? How do you throw a pass over the head of Dom Young? That is a very special skill. One minute left to go. Domination here, Manly over the Knights. Hopawade, 10 short of halfway as they just wind down the clock now and see this game through to the end. Up the Waz. Ahoy, mate. Rabbitohs, Warriors coming up next. I'll have a little bit of a break. Then we'll get into it. Waz versus the Bunnies. Up the Waz. I've tipped New Zealand Warriors, but beware. A Wayne Bennett coach team with their backs against the wall. An Uncle Wayne ambush might not be out of the question. 30 metres out now on the fifth and last. 16 seconds left to go. Fogarty kicks high, kicks for Saab. Targeting Marju. Oh, they won't get through on him. Marju takes it. And he flicks it out the back to nobody. Ponga scrambles back for it, and that will be full time. 44 points to 24. An annihilation here. Manly. I said it at the time, nobody would be happier with Newcastle taking the 2 than Manly themselves. And then it was all one-way traffic thereafter. 44 points to 24. All right. Wasted Water Sports crew. Not a whole lot to say in the wake of that game. One painful leg short again in the same game multi. And to make matters, Fletcher Sharp never looked like scoring a try, but Tommy Turbo did. Tommy Turbo was within centimetres of nailing that same game multi. That's how close it can be sometimes. All right, Wasted Water Sports crew, I've got to get ready for the next game. Rabbitohs taking on the Waz coming up in about half hour. Hope to see you then. Thanks so much for joining me for this one. If you're new to the channel, feel free to like, subscribe, follow, whatever the case may be, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, or Twitch. Feel free to follow along, come and join us for the next game. Warriors versus Rabbitohs coming up in about half hour. Catch you then.
Captain Dan, set sail! The tide is high, the match is near, you know exactly why we're here. From every port we gather round, the loudest pirate crew in town. Raise the colors, call the names, every weekend brings new games. Win or lose, we'll stand as one, our voyage only just begun. Raise your glass, raise it high, let the battle banners fly. Ahoy, Captain Dan, ahoy, take the stand. Welcome all aboard tonight, the wasted world of sports unite. to our